I planted over 5,000 dandelion weeds in my neighbor's garden. Here's some backstory. I have a 4-year-old Cocker Spaniel named Charlie and he likes to poop. I let him out in my front garden every morning for his toilet routine, same in the evening. We don't have a boundary fence on where my garden and my neighbor's starts besides a row of bushes. Saying this, Charlie hasn't ever crossed/pooped past these bushes. Now every week, I collect up said poop before it gets into a disturbing amount. I've been doing this for the past 4 years to keep my front garden looking good and not smelly. One day I came home from work to find that my neighbors weren't happy that there was dog poop in my front garden. I instantly went to collect up what was there. There wasn't much and it was nowhere near the boundary of where our gardens met. Fast forward a week, my neighbor again complained about the dog poop being in my garden, however this time threatened to hurt my dog if he continued to poop in my garden. This time I wasn't so nice about it and stated that it's my garden and my dog can do as he pleases. Now I know dog poop can be annoying. But when it's not in your garden and there's no smell due to decent airflow and open front garden, is it really justified to threatening a man's dog over some poop? Anyway, after months of this going with petty things and shade been thrown at me every day about having a dog, I decided to declare war on my neighbors. Now I knew these people pretty well. They just moved in and we let them use our Wi-Fi for a couple of months until they got theirs sorted. I picked up a few things about them and one of them was how OCD they were. They cut their back garden every week and painted the entire bottom layer of the house to match their fence. This was all the fuel I needed to exact my revenge. My first step was to start off small. I knew they liked things to match, so I painted my fence gate bright pink instead of matching it with my fence. This was my first small victory. They hated it so much they begged me to correct the color. So I did. I figured if peace was an option it was worthwhile. Then began the hate again. I had to come up with something so evil and yet genius that couldn't be traced back to me. This is when I planted over 5,000 dandelion seeds in their front and back garden. I figured I was in this for the long game. I did this under the cover of night and made sure to plant them in places not easily mowed. Fast forward 3 months and their garden was covered in weeds. They grew through all the slabbing and were patched all over the garden. It took them over 3 days to clear the weeds and around 100 pounds of weed killer. Long story short, asshole neighbors threatens to hurt my doggo. I plant 5,000 weeds in their garden. Edit, I see a lot of people commenting on leaving dog poop in my garden. Firstly, he's a Cocker Spaniel, he isn't taking colossal shits. It's also a fairly big garden, there aren't huge piles everywhere, dog tends to spread it out to mark territory. You'd physically have to search for it to find it. Regards to not picking it up instantly, unlike some, when my dog needs to go he's going to go. Usually he has a final poop before bedtime around 11 p.m. Edit 2, comments being made about my dog's lifestyle are completely false. Charlie is a trained gun dog, not some common house pet. He comes shooting and camping with me every weekend. In regards to walks, he gets one early morning and a run on the evening. He's a very well trained dog.